came to Egypt about 8 years ago for an archaeological survey project. My specialty is, and my fascination is ancient astronomy between the cultures of ancient Greece and Egypt. After a while working in Cairo, it was just, to me, Cairo was pretty noisy, and there's a lot of people and a lot of cement there. So I used to do my little escape routes and come to the Bahari Oasis, where I found the Western Desert. I totally fell in love with the desert. As my specialty is ancient astronomy, camping in the desert is one of the best places that I could think of being, just because the sky above you is like a blanket of stars. It's like this jewel box. And you know, to go out there and just to kind of renew my energy and refresh myself and enjoy the beauty of the desert was really fabulous. At that time I was writing at my PhD, and it just didn't seem like I had enough to do, so I decided to build a hotel also. What I came up with was a piece of land located on the very edge of the palm groves of the oasis. It started out as a house, and then it kind of turned into a hotel, a small hotel, and then it got to be a bit bigger hotel. And then when the Nubian village went in on top, we decided that would be our really nice restaurant, high scale. We have about 25 rooms here, and they're all very uniquely furnished in an Islamic Bedouin style. It's high class, it's very comfortable, but it's unique to the oasis as well. We have 2 bars, we have 2 restaurants, a beautiful veranda out here that looks into the palm garden. The restaurant on top overlooks the entire oasis. We have a panoramic view of the oasis. We also have a very nice large hema that we use, which is a really big Bedouin tent. We use for some eating or cocktails or dancing at night. We usually make a lot of parties with traditional live music. One of the reasons that people really like to come to the Bahari Oasis is because you're so close to the Western Desert. And the Western Desert is actually the largest and most arid desert in the world, and it has some of the most fascinating features in it. One of the most important places that people love to go to is the White Desert, where you have 30 or 40 foot giant chalk inselbergs that kind of look like different types of animals. And then, of course, during the day, you have the exciting thing of racing up and down these rolling sand dunes between these huge white cliffs, and going on these exciting adventures every day. Having lunch wherever you want. You kind of feel like you're a real nomad. The other places we like to take you to is there's still a lot of temples, and Roman or ancient Egyptian temples that remain in the desert that nobody ever goes to. So with these safaris, you have the opportunity to see a whole town complex. You'll see a fortress, houses, aqueduct systems, and also tombs still tucked away in the mountains. So you have the opportunity to see ancient Egypt as it once really was, and it's not surrounded or picked over by a tourist. So it's kind of like being an early European explorer. We have the same kind of camp setups too. In the desert we have great food. The cooking is great, and just the evenings of live music, the drums and the flutes next to the campfire and under the stars is really one of the most unique experiences of your life.
Well, this is my 3rd stay at the Bedouin Castle. I was here in Egypt filming for a documentary film, and we hired Dr. Erin Nell as our guide throughout Egypt. She is filled with so much information. It was really incredible to travel throughout Egypt with her, as well as the knowledge that she holds as an archaeologist, but she knows everybody. She speaks the language, so she's very comfortable talking with people. She knows the traditions, she knows the culture, she understands the customs. And what I was really impressed with was how she handled our group as far as making sure that we got what we needed. And if we weren't getting what we needed, she fought for us. And traveling in a strange country, not knowing the customs and the cultures and the traditions, it's really great to have somebody that holds all that ability and all that knowledge. We traveled throughout the temples, and we did the traditional tourist things that you do in Egypt, visiting Cairo, going down the Nile. But then coming out to the oasis has been another experience, deepening our connection into Egypt, where it was like we became Egyptians. We really got to feel Egypt in a different way that normally people don't get to experience.
As far as the Bahare Oasis goes, this is one of the larger oases, but it's one of the most remote oases, and it wasn't connected to Cairo or Greater Egypt for until about 40 years ago when the main road was put in. So life here, a lot of it still pretty much remains as it was for about the last 2,000 years. When people started making tours to the oasis, it was about 25 years ago. And a few hotels would spring up here and there, and there's actually quite a few hotels in the oasis right now, but most of them are of the 1 or 2 star varieties. So where you get the real great Bedouin experience, your water may not be working probably, or electricity, things like that. At this hotel here, though, everything is modern, it's new, works properly, and you have the advantage of having balconies in every room, which most hotels here don't. And just the furnishings are clean, they're unique, and they're all handmade. So just by itself, it's a very comfortable, warm, inviting area to come and relax, whether you just want to come here for a weekend and not go to the desert, or come back from the desert and just mellow out here.